Welcome to the 16-ounce Cinema Podcast.
Hello and welcome to 16-ounce Cinema, where we drink pints and talk pictures. I'm here, as usual, with Angus Robato.
Domo arigato.
And I'm also here with the Michael Nader. I couldn't think of another one.
I like the
quickly.
Michael Nader. We'll keep that.
His is so
All
much
right,
better than mine.
I actually really prefer Angus Robato. I don't even have one. I guess I could just be TJ109.
Oh, I like that.
That's even cooler. Fuck, I have the worst one.
All right.
You got
this
the
is my
suit for yours,
favorite.
so you're okay.
I love Angus Robato.
Yeah.
And that is the theme for our episode tonight. It is robots. But before we get into our robot movies, let's talk about our beers. Angus Robato, what are you bringing to the table tonight?
Okay, so what I did was I went to Total Wine, and god damn it, with how much we talk about them, they really should be paying us. We plug them every episode,
They should
I think.
sponsor us, yeah. That'd be nice. Maybe once we actually have listeners, we can suggest it to them.
I mean, just like a beer every 2 weeks for 3 people. I mean, that's not crazy
All right.
amount to ask for. So, as you guys remember in the last episode, I went to go get the Indian beer, and they didn't have it. So
you
this
had
time,
an Icelandic beer.
yeah, which was, oh my god, it was so good. And I found out they have it in 6-packs, so I'm totally gonna do that. Anyways, the one that they didn't have was the Taj Mahal, and they had it in stock this time, so I got that instead of looking for something with robots.
Oh, because you were curious. That's fair. All right.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear about the Taj Mahal anyway, so tell us about it.
It is an Indian, like, American lager. Like, it's their version
That's
of our
interesting.
lager. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
That
the
sounds
bottle
really interesting.
the bottle is 22 ounces.
Woo!
Yeah.
Does it have a cool
All right.
cork? I love those big, cool corked ones.
No, it doesn't have the cork. It's just a pop
No
top.
cork. Yeah, I don't think you could cork a lager. I feel like it wouldn't do well for the lager. So what I'm drinking tonight, so I ran into a problem, which was I had Sweetwater's Tropical Lover, and it kind of fit in with the movie I had just, and it was a Weiss with mango and guava and like passion fruit infused in it.
You're talking about this beer in like past tense. Why?
Yeah, because I got a 6-pack, and like a week ago, and I was like, okay, well, I can't drink any till the podcast. And then I had one, and it was so good, I drank them all. So I had to just grab what was in the fridge tonight, which was a shock top, which I'm gonna have in a Blue Moon glass. So
Haven't we
yeah.
done Shock Top multiple times because we've had nothing else? And Blue Moon?
Hey, but I still brought
those
the
always the
memory
go-to?
of the Tropical Lover.
Yeah, as long
I
as
brought
we got
the
the
memory.
Tropical Lover memories. I
That
feel
was
like we're
a
okay.
good fruit beer. I don't normally like those fruit like mango and guava and stuff. Usually they're oversweet, but it's really well balanced. It was a good beer. I'm gonna get more of it. Like I said, I drank the whole. I tore through them. I couldn't restrain myself.
I'm allergic to mango, so I wouldn't like that.
Oh, I freaked out tonight because I thought that all that was left was the grapefruit shock top, and I'm mildly allergic to grapefruit. So I was like, well, I couldn't have drank that and then been on a podcast.
I'm fine with
Stomach
grapefruit.
gets
I
all
just
nuts.
think it's gross.
I'm not crazy about grapefruit anyway. So it's weird. Anyway, no one cares about my allergy. Mike, what are you drinking?
What's your allergies?
My movie has a lot of fruits in it too, so I'm excited that you guys have fruity beer. I am drinking the Breakfast Stout from Founders Brewing Company, and in honor of Angus, I will be mixing it with my coffee and cognac because I need a little energy, and that's where it's
pouring. So it's going to be like half the beer, half an actual coffee, and then a shot of cognac in there
I have my coffee and cognac ready for my beer.
for the mix.
So you're pouring it in?
I don't know what else to do with it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I thought you were...
It's not going to be
Also,
shot
my
coffee.
the bottle looks
Could
like
be.
I always think it's a young baby who has that old man disease, but somebody else told me earlier this week that that's actually just an old man, and they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So
Oh yeah, like it's I've seen this because I was with you when you bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that baby-faced old man on the cover.
Yeah, he looks like the baby's eating oatmeal. So I just thought it was great.
Yeah, he pillows out like a cloud across the label.
Yeah.
What the fuck are those things called? Like the Pergerian kids? Or...
Oh yeah, Pergeria.
Is that what it is? Yeah, because fucking Maury used to bring them out all the time.
I just think about Robin Williams in that movie. I think Jack or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would have been funnier if he had progeria.
All right.
Mine's popped.
Well, I won't talk about my shock top. You guys talk about your beers.
Well, let me sip.
I poured a good head of foam on my shock top, though. I'll tell you that.
I just tried mine. It's good. It's got like a little bit of a bitter taste afterwards, but I'm fine with it.
Okay.
This mix is bitter, dry, and delicious. I love it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try it.
It's now. Not. Yeah. It's not bad. It's good. It's. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be. I thought it was going to taste like syrup or something.
Scissor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you put black coffee in it, it shouldn't be too.
Yeah. The cognac sweetens
syrupy.
it up a little bit, and I mean, I like the way the beer tastes by itself, and I love coffee, so this was a great idea.
What kind of coffee was it?
No, I just cold brewed some coffee yesterday, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
My half-calf coffee, because I can't handle real caffeine, so.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to have a full cup of coffee at 9 o'clock at night.
That's true.
Except that you do, and then you complain that you can't sleep, so whatever.
All right,
you should write down the ingredients for that, so we can all try it.
Yeah.
I like
he just said them, so we could always listen to the episode, but... I know Mike doesn't do that. Yeah.
I'm
not going to listen back just for the instructions.
I'm actually listening back to them now that we're on Overwatch or whatever my app is. So now I've been listening to all the old episodes because it's so convenient.
Oh, cool. Cool. So there's a lot of surprises in there. You probably didn't know you were on them. That's got to be a nice little surprise for you. So let's talk about our robot movies. Angus, you're first.
Okay, so I was going to take an easy way out and pick a movie that I know and love dear to my heart.
And I was annoyed with that at first, but then I was like, you know what, that's fair. It's, anytime we can have, we have no rules, so if you wanted to, that's fine.
Yeah. I didn't do that, though. I actually did watch my movie last night. I was just asking you guys what the theme was, just in case I was wrong, and I was hoping I wasn't. So that's why I messaged you an hour ago. So I'm like, I really hope I watched the right genre. But I want to give a shout out to the movie Manborg, one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not going to review it, but
you
please,
bought me a copy
go
of
watch
it, and I loved it.
I bought everybody a copy.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
I watched that movie Kung Fury, and I was just like super disappointed that Astron 6 didn't do it. I was like, this is like the same thing but lousy.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Kung Fury?
I did. It was good. But yeah, it wasn't the same vein as like an Astron 6 type thing where you can tell like
the whole the chroma key like green screening.
Yeah,
but
they definitely
took
campy. They took a lot of elements from like the Astron 6 shit. Like
they did. Movie. They didn't do it as well at all. Like
no. The humor was not as good because, like,
it was like telling the same joke about 80s movies that everybody does, whereas Astron 6, like, the love of the movies was super evident.
Yeah. I told you guys I watched another Wolf Cop the other day, and Astron 6 actually has a cameo in it. And it's pretty
awesome.
great.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, there's actually a few cameos in it that you wouldn't expect.
Okay.
Is Kirk Cameron in there?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
John Cusack?
John Cusack is
that
in
I would,
it for a few minutes.
Expect John
and
Cusack
Danny Glover. Danny Glover's in it.
No, it's Danny DeVito. Actually, that seems believable. No. Danny Glover.
Danny Glover? Yeah, yes. I actually kind of believe that.
To the movie that I actually picked is I picked out a movie from, I believe, 1952. Called Robot Monster.
I'm already excited. You said 1952.
Yeah.
Is it black and white? TJ is going to come if it's black and white.
It is indeed black and white.
Black and white.
Oh.
Yeah, it has to be.
Oh.
And not only that, it was 3D when it came out.
Ooh.
Wow.
So it's 3D, black and white, old school.
Did you
horror,
have like
sci-fi.
a 3D copy, or did you watch it in a fake 3D?
I could have because I was watching it on my 3D television, but I didn't think to actually try to transfer it to see if it worked. I should do that, and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so my movie begins like with the credit sequence. Like there's just some old like sci-fi horror comics sitting there, and then it shows the credits with the people's faces like throughout the movie and then giving their names, but it's like they just took scenes and it's just like a little round head of theirs, like somebody's thinking about them and telling them what to do.
Okay.
And
that's different.
yeah, there's all this dramatic music playing, and it's like, oh, cool, this is good music. And then just out of nowhere, it just sounds like a kid hitting the same key on like a fake piano for like 10 seconds, and it's really annoying.
Is it like for the suspense?
I guess.
Ding,
I don't...
Ding, 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 ding.
That was annoying.
That was it, but it went a little bit longer.
Yeah, I had to stop. I was annoyed with myself.
Then it goes back to the spacey, dramatic music, and it's fun again. The movie begins with these two little kids playing. It's a little boy and a little girl, and they're playing Space Invaders. And the kid is like got like this helmet on and stuff, and he goes and he like zaps the girl, and he's like, "You're dead," and she's just like, "I want to play house," and he's like, "Yeah, but you're dead."
Like I was playing Graveyard. It's my kind of game.
I'm playing where I killed my wife with a laser gun.
And Starship Troopers.
He's Rico.
Your sister is a bug monster.
So they play the game, and then they're just running around like idiots, and like they're in like a weird like fucking desert area, and but it's
Arizona.
not quite a desert.
Are they actually in space yet, or is it just like
No,
Arizona?
there's no space. Nobody's in space. These are just children playing.
I actually have no idea why I thought they were in space.
Like just running around in the vastness of space. Like
Playing Graveyard.
no gravity.
I want
Flying
to
around.
play Moon House.
Bam, you're dead.
So the kids start running, and then they find these scientists that are in a cave, and the old man scientist just grabbed the boy and put him on his lap.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, "What's your name, son?" And he's just like kind of rubbing the kid, and it's
Kevin
really,
Spacey.
Hollywood's been like this for way too long, it seems.
I know, but since the 50s. Holy shit! We should have known. So then the kid's mom and his sister come, and they're upset with the kids, not the fact that there's an old man rubbing the child.
Yeah,
The child didn't come, it was the two daughters. Who came?
I don't think the child came. Like, he didn't rub him that good.
It's not that kind of movie, Michael.
So we're not in space, we're not having sex. Got it. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Mike thinks I was just watching a movie on the dark web.
Yeah, it would seem that way.
No, none of that happened.
Yeah. Robot
All right.
monster grandpa.
That's a way more terrifying movie. They're upset with the kids because the kids ran off, and apparently they just mentioned that their dad's dead because the kid's like, "I'm dead, Dad. I'm sad," and then it's never mentioned again. And
Okay.
so then there's
They're
a light.
repressing it.
Yeah, there's a lightning storm, and then I guess the person filming threw like a monitor lizard at an alligator that had a fake fin attached to it.
Oh, no.
Like, it was a real monitor lizard and a real alligator, but a fake, like, fin, like, taped to its back. But they started fighting and, like, biting each other, and they actually had them fight to the death.
Wait, was this not stolen from 10,000 BC?
It may have been, because I did read that
10,000 BC had a lot of, like, especially reptile animal cruelty scenes of just them fighting and stuff. And that came out in 30s or 40s, but then that footage was used repeatedly for another couple of decades until basically black and white was over and done with.
Okay, yeah, then that's exactly what it was, because, like, it didn't match anything. And
yeah, so they fight, like, I think on a cliffside or something.
Yeah, and, like, they got, like, each other.
So yeah, that's stolen from 10,000 BC then.
Okay, and like I said, I was reading about this movie, and apparently they stole, like, a bunch of clips and stuff from other things. So yeah, now it makes sense.
That movie was, they took a lot of movies stole from or borrowed. I don't know the legality of it back then, but yeah, because as soon as you said that, it, like, immediately popped in my head. I remember that scene.
I don't think there was any, like, laws back then. You could just grab children, apparently.
No, it was horrible what they did to those reptiles in that movie.
All right, the robot monster, he's watching TV, and he's just watching chicken nuggets fly through space.
Wait, there's just a robot monster?
Yeah, he's just there. He's just robot monster watching TV.
He's watching reptile death matches on TV during a lightning storm in space, eating chicken nuggets?
He's watching chicken nuggets in space. Like, I guess it's like space commercial.
Like when the McDonald's had the little, like, the live McNuggets?
Yeah.
I don't know if they had a name. Oh, that's awesome. Imagine if they had their own full TV show and went on adventures, like, in space and stuff.
Like the raisins did?
That'd be great.
Just McNuggets instead?
What?
Like those
they
raisins?
Just steal... They steal all
the
California raisins.
California Raisins had their own show, yeah. Now just imagine if McNuggets had their own show.
It would be just as awful.
Yeah, well, whatever. That's the 80s for you. So the robot monster is watching the McNuggets.
Yes.
The California McNuggets.
They're just singing jazz. So then his boss comes on the TV, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm destroying the Earth," and the little kids are spying on him. And then the kid runs, and he runs to this, like, creepy old foreigner guy who hugs and caresses him. I guess it's his grandpa.
Oh my God, this movie.
This kid just gets it everywhere. Like,
I think you are watching a dark web movie, dude. I think you're lying to us. You're trying to make it R instead of fucking X.
You're just glossing over certain bits.
I just invented the robot monster.
Yeah. We're gonna just cut Angus's part and re-record it for Manborg.
Just do a whole nother.
Fit it into the rest of the episode now.
It would probably be better than everything I'm talking about.
No,
okay, so it's explained that everybody on the planet is dead except for these people. And the robot goes on TV because I guess they all have the same kind of TV, like, interocitor, like, where they're, like, in contact with each other. Like, he contacts his boss in space, and then this family that's scared because they're the last people on Earth. And he just threatens them on TV constantly.
That's actually an interesting twist, I guess, maybe. It sounds like it wasn't done very well, but I wasn't expecting them to be the last people alive.
Yeah, it's just like 5 of them, and then it becomes 6, and then it becomes like 4, and then 6 again. It's weird. Okay. Anyways, he shows how he killed everybody. It shows, like, panning shots of cities, and then just weird, like, static on the film. And that's how he just killed everything.
Oh, okay. New York has a tracking issue.
Yes. Like, they didn't press the tracking, and it just, everybody dies. Oh no, we're going out of focus! Alright. This part was just something I noticed is, like, they're like the camera's on the people, and then, like, you can tell the cameraman bumped into the camera and, like, kind of knocked it out of focus. Oh, but they kept that shot because it was probably the only shot they had.
Yeah, film costs money, man.
And now the young scientist is going to, like, the little robots, like, because the robot lives in a little cave. And
they all live in caves, yeah.
He has a radio, I guess. Like, and the scientist just goes and fucks with his radio a lot.
Oh, no, my buddy Holly.
He's just, like, mixing it up, putting it on 45 instead of 33 on the record. So it plays fast and bugs him.
Oh, these kids and their technology. I can't figure this out.
The robot now wants to talk to the older daughter, but the family refuses to let her go. The little boy sneaks away, and then just in the middle of the movie, it says intermission.
Yep.
So I got up and got a beer because it told me to.
Yeah. It told me to go get a beer. You're gonna need it for the rest of this robot monster grandpa movie.
Oh my god, it's so weird. So
get off my lawn.
Come here. Discipline activated.
Want some candy? Zzz, zzz.
I like that its laugh is like bzz, bzz sounds. That's pretty funny. I just imagine its little mouth symbols going up and down. So the robot's now just wandering aimlessly through the desert. The kid confronts the robot, and he's like, we're not scared of you, you jerk, and apparently blabs their secret that their grandpa, like, created this antibiotic that kept them alive, and they're the only ones, and then, so now he's all like, oh, I know how to kill them now, I'll go tell my boss, but the kid ran away, so he didn't kill the kid. And now it cuts to the young scientist who's banging the older daughter. And then we have more aimless robot
sexually
walking.
Or angrily?
No, angrily banging her? Like, what do you mean, like hitting her?
I thought maybe he just shook her a lot or something.
Then he would say shaking her.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, we're grown-ups.
Just beating this poor girl. Shit.
Like with a hammer.
He's got one of those guns that just says bang, and he's like just taunting her with it. And he's pistol whipping her with it.
Smirking at the camera.
All right. So after they bang, they're getting married, and the guy's shirtless the rest of the movie. Basically, he never puts his shirt back on.
They couldn't afford it. He ran out of budget for the costume department.
He had the shirt still. He just didn't want to put it on.
He got like a coffee stain in between takes. They're like, nope, you got to take it off. Continuity.
The robot's being bitched at by his boss again. Like, the robot's boss just keeps calling him like every 10 minutes to yell at him.
So is the robot the monster, or is the robot just like a 9-to-5 kind of guy and his boss?
Yeah, I was just punching the clock. I cannot be held accountable.
I was promised a 45-minute break. He follows OSHA regulations too.
Yeah. They broke so many regulations.
I keep losing my place. Alright, now the little girl is wandering around and the monster's running after her. But the way he runs is like the way you would pull a hot pan out of the oven and try to get it to the other side of the kitchen. He's like, woo woo, like his arms out and shit. So the little girl tells him, she's like, I'm not scared of you. And the robot just goes, oh yeah? And he just grabs her and kills her.
Oh,
he just chokes her to death.
No wonder there's only 5 left. He got her.
Yeah.
Guess that antibiotic didn't work to good old-fashioned elbow grease. Just like, haha.
Old-fashioned elbow grease.
Alright, that couple is gonna bang again, but then the robot monster comes out and starts fighting him. And he chokes out the shirtless man.
So, why didn't the robot just do this all along?
Just go choke them? I don't know. He had plenty of opportunities. He lives in the same fucking general vicinity as them. Like, they're all like 2 caves away.
My bonus for strangulations.
Yeah. Oh, that would suck. This poor guy, he's losing out on... Like, this is overtime money he's losing.
Yeah, he's like, this is it. I have to quit, but I can't leave the job unfinished. I don't care about my bonus.
What if he doesn't want to kill him just because he loves his job so much? He's just like, well, if I do this, I have no job.
He doesn't care that he's just, like, being berated all the time. He's just like, the overtime is great, and I will make a great bonus when all these people die. I'm a robot. I live forever.
Robot
what is time to
freaking me out.
I'm gonna do my whole movie in that voice.
I just pretend like he's like a foreigner who came to this country and just sends it back to his little, like, robot family back home. Work was hard today, honey.
But these Earth dollars go a long way in Robotopia.
Oh, shit, that's so stupid. This might be the dumbest thing we've done yet. Like, I think this is really fucking
robot
stupid.
Robot voices?
Just all of it.
When we said robots, I somehow didn't ever imagine we'd be using robot voices, and here we are.
God damn it. I'm sad we are.
I'm fine with it.
It's so...
I don't listen to the show. I don't care what we do.
Man choked. Lady carried away. The grandfather...
Right, the end.
Bye.
Almost! We're almost there. That's almost the end. So the grandfather finds the little girl dead, and then the robot asks the woman, like the older woman who is married to the shirtless man that he kidnapped.
Why do you cry?
It's kind of worse than that. He's like... He's like, if I were a man, would you treat me like one? And then he starts molesting her.
Oh, what? What is this? This is so weird.
Does he have weird, like weird hands like a robot, or is he like human hands? Like, is he like the Tin Man, or is he like, what is he?
I'm saving that part.
Okay.
Oh.
Trust me.
Okay.
But he, like, takes her hands and starts making her rub him. It's really weird and creepy. And then the boss calls in the middle of this because he just can't leave this guy alone to do his job.
Oh,
he's
they
really
didn't have
micromanaging
laws back then.
And he's mad that he hasn't killed them yet. And
yeah,
that's reasonable.
Now our robot, I don't know. Yeah, the robot's name is Roman.
Okay.
So Roman the robot is now like computing.
Yeah.
He's basically having
Roman
a computing
hands.
error. That's probably the most clever joke we've done. He's computing error because he's trying to understand human emotions. And now the old people are going to use the little boy as bait to get the monster out of the cave so they can rescue the girl.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, they're like, all right, you just go distract him from the kid.
What are they living for? Like, are they just want to have like an inbred human future? Like, honestly, like, what's the outlook if you actually survive this?
That was
world?
one of the big flaws with this film. Is one of the big flaws. This whole movie's a fucking flaw.
It's the philosophy I really can't get behind, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just this family, and they keep talking to the monster, like the robot monster, about how like the human race is strong and will continue like after him. And it's like, no, you're not. You're gonna be so inbred and fucked up. You're all gonna die.
Yeah.
So I never understood that. All right. 45 seconds later, the boss calls again about him not killing the girl.
Damn micromanaging, man.
Yeah, wow.
So the robot's
If there was HR in 1952, you could bet I'd be lodging a complaint.
I like Robo HR.
Robo HR. Robot resources.
Yeah, why would it still be the H? Like
Robot human resources.
Okay, so the robot man monster says he can't kill the girl, but he has no problem killing the boy. So he runs out to go chase the boy and kill him.
Yeah, he knows what's up.
But this... He knows what's up. I don't know why that sentence got me.
Yeah, it didn't quite make sense.
No, not at all. It was totally unrelated, I think.
He knows what's up. It's time to kill a boy, know what I mean?
Mike's had this thought many times. Well, I can't kill the girl. There's a perfectly good boy over there to kill. All right,
Ladies first, except when it's time for killing.
He chokes the boy out. Boy's dead. And now the boss is just angry because Roman didn't listen to him. So he sends down lasers from his fingers from the sky to kill Roman. Now Roman's dead.
What?
Oh.
And then he says, now it's time to kill the remaining people. And he says he'll send giant reptiles to fuck them up. And the first thing he sends is an armadillo. There's a giant armadillo.
Is that even a reptile?
Okay.
No! Not to my knowledge.
It is not a reptile.
But, and then after that...
And not any more than bats or bugs.
That's like a half robot voice.
So then he sends 2 toy Triceratops, but then they start fighting. They're not killing anything. Mm-hmm. And then they show the exact same alligator-lizard fight from before. And then the boss robot just splits the entire world, like, in half.
What?
Yeah, he aims his fingers down and just the world just rips in half.
Okay.
Like paper.
Why didn't he do that before?
That's what I'm saying! Why did he hire this guy, put him on this fucking, like, pay him? The guy probably, the robot probably had a dental plan he had to pay for, like, all this shit.
You know what?
Healthcare?
Maybe Roman was on, like, Robot Truman Show. And that's what it was going on.
And killing the whole Earth was his, like...
well, like, at the end, like, the robot's dead,
show?
you take down the sets, you know? Like, there's no more Big Brother, there's no more Big Brother house. You take it down.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why he just split the Earth in half.
Alright, so the world's dead now, but... Turns out the kid was unconscious the whole time, and the whole thing was a dream. And he's just like, wow, that would be weird. And then it just shows, like, them walk away. And then out of the cave, Roman walks out, like, very slowly towards the camera. But they use the same shot 4 times. So, him doing the same walkout to the camera.
So the little boy just wakes up and they're still prisoners of Roman and everyone in the world is dead?
I guess... Maybe? I don't know. Or the whole thing was
That's a really, like, diabolical ending.
Because it doesn't explain if he's really there and if they're all dead. I don't know.
Oh, maybe the boy went into, like, some robot hell afterlife. Like, maybe he was a really bad kid. Like, he was... and now he's in robot hell.
I didn't expect that one.
No, me either. That was great. Oh, shit. Yeah, so that's Robot Monster.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great. So, we'll just move right into my movie. So Mike, pick robots as the theme. So I went into my collection, and I was surprised that because I knew I had one, but turns out I actually have two Bollywood robot movies in my collection. I have Robot, which I almost did for the Bollywood episode, and I have RA1 about a guy who like dies and comes back as a robot. That old story.
When I was looking up,
I figured.
When I was looking up robot movies, the first thing that came up was that first movie you said, the Hindu
robot. Yeah, it's great. One day I'll bring it to the show. So I did, and I figured, okay, we don't need to do Bollywood two times in a row. We don't need another 2-hour episode. So I picked Star Trek Insurrection.
Oh, I almost picked that. Nice.
No, I actually picked Cherry 2000.
Oh, you weren't serious. All right.
Yeah, no, I was not serious.
I was gonna say I hate Star Trek. Like I wouldn't like this.
Yeah. Okay, so I picked Cherry 2000. It takes place in a near future or something. And we meet our guy Sam. Sam is on his way home. He comes home to his wife Cherry. And first thing I noticed about Sam, he has a really nice flower tie. It's like a black background and then like red and white. They kind of like look almost like peach blossoms. And it's a really nice tie. And because he's wearing a nice tie, Cherry immediately comes on to him and they start getting it on in the kitchen. But they left the dishwasher running. Yeah, yes.
He started hitting her?
Yeah, they were getting it on. They got ready to rumble. The dishwasher ends up like flowing because they weren't paying attention. It suds all over them, and Cherry, his wife, starts zapping electrically because it turns out she's a robot, and she breaks down. And so Sam takes Cherry to the repair guy, and he tells him it's a total internal meltdown. And it turns out Cherry is some kind of like antique. So Sam still has her little memory disk, but it's incompatible with any current robot, and he really wants specifically Cherry anyway.
Does soap in it void the warranty on your fucking sex bot?
I get. Well, she's probably, if it's some kind of antique, maybe she's like aged out of the warranty anyway, because usually warranty's only good for 1 to 3 years. So, just,
unless he bought like an extra protection plan.
Yeah, he should have, right? If you're gonna marry your little sex robot, you should get like the extra wear and tear.
I would be really sad if my sex robot like left warranty
that you married and fell in love with. Yeah.
I mean, I'd still get a new one, but I'd be sad about it.
Well, see, the repair guy, who's kind of like a really like greasy Michael Keaton.
I thought you were just gonna say greasy Michael.
Yeah,
and I was like, I picture this guy. Mike totally would be a fucking sex bot worker fixer.
So the repair guy takes Sam through his like little robot wife or robot sex bot gallery. He talks about like their different features, like disk drive, and she's got a great pelvic roll. Which that was fun. When
was this movie made?
Well, 1985, but it didn't come out till 1988. It was one of those.
Okay.
So Sam says no, and then the next day he's at work wearing the same tie. So I guess he couldn't sleep or think, because his sex bot wife died.
Wait, are you supposed to change ties every day?
You usually don't wear the same tie twice in a row.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Yeah, and other people are wearing different clothes. And you get to see a lot of this world, which is pretty cool. And then the big thing is like recycling. He works at a recycling plant where everyone brings in scrap to sell because I guess metal is now like a hot commodity.
Yeah, because they're building sex bots.
Yeah. So then his work buddies show up and they're trying to get him to go to the club. And he kind of just sits there like really like he's upset that his wife is dead, but he just mostly looks jaded and bored, kind of like Patrick Bateman. So I was like, ooh, what's it going to do? So and then they just keep going on like
their version of like a club. Like, is it like, does it have like robot women there for them to meet? Or?
Oh, no. See, they start telling him, you got to go to the club. You got to try real women. And then they go, yeah, real women. Yeah. You ever talk to a real woman? And like, they're kind of making fun of him because they know he has a sex bot wife.
So is that weird in this time to have a sex bot wife?
Yeah. So like it doesn't immediately come across that, but as the movie goes on, you kind of like learn that this would be like if you married a vibrator or fleshlight or something.
Like, we're so much more accepting now, I guess, because
I guess, yeah.
I think it would be widely.
If TJ married a sex robot, I would be pretty weirded out. Especially if he brought it over for dinner or something.
And her name was Cherry.
Yeah, especially if her name was Cherry. Although if you married a robot, I would definitely see her name being Cherry.
Guava. What if her name was Guava?
Ew. That just sounds gross.
Here's my wife, Guava. Hello,
Guava.
Micah. Nice to meet you.
Oh my god, you talk for her too?
Oh, no. I wouldn't talk for her if she existed. But she doesn't, so I have to.
Do these sex robots talk?
Oh yeah, they're like they're very lifelike.
So what's the problem?
Like she had a personality. She had a personality and everything. So that's what I was thinking. Like she had a personality and everything. So it's kind of like, well, it makes sense. Maybe people would marry them, but like, it's really not. It's looked down on. With
a personality, does it have like AI?
They made it seem like no. It was strictly programming. They weren't sentient so much. They were just programs.
Okay, then it is weird. Never mind.
So that might be the problem, yeah. So he decides to go along to the bar, and he's just hanging out at the bar having his drink, and this girl walks up, and she there's this like globe between them, and she puts a card to it, and the globe lights up and shows a picture of her having, like a video of her having sex.
All right.
And then he's like, okay. And she's like, okay, now where's your card? And then he's like, well, mine expired. And then she gets really mad that he doesn't have a video of him banging as well.
I'd be mad too if I put myself out like that. And there's no reciprocation.
Well, it turns out that's the thing you do. Like, having sex is all like literally selling yourself and like contracts. So there's this, like, all around, there's a guy giving contracts for one night stands. And there's really funny dialogue. No, he's a lawyer. And like the man and the woman come to him and they'll sign a contract before they have a one night stand. And they have really great dialogue. Or like the girl is like, this oral clause seems sticky. And then like another one is,
yeah, it does.
If he shoves his tongue down my client's throat, I'll sue your ass off. And then there's like one of the lawyers is like, okay, now we'll have full penetration in a possible morning episode. So there's a really cool dialogue over their little sex contracts.
My movie should have had sex contracts.
Yeah, so should have mine. Even though mine only had 4 dudes, it still should have had sex contracts.
That poor kid needed a contract.
Do we need a contract for the podcast? Between the three of us?
That we're not going to fuck each other in the way we would,
I don't know.
The other wouldn't? You guys can fuck me, just don't tongue my asshole. Like, that's my only clause.
I would actually prefer just a tongued asshole. I don't want to be fucked.
I just don't want to be touched or looked at or anything.
Yeah, I don't want to make
Remember when we were all in the same room together and you guys looked at me and I couldn't start the episode?
Yeah.
So Sam ends up leaving the bar, unsuccessful at life.
He didn't try.
No, not really. He didn't even put out like his own little video or anything. Like, I don't know who produces those. I guess I didn't even think of that. In this world, someone must be producing those videos.
Like, you have to hire a guy to come film you.
You probably hire a guy. Or maybe they all robots do it or something, yeah. But, like, I mean, you wouldn't want to have a video with bad production values, right?
Roman's back filming. Hi, guys. Yeah, keep it up.
This is a union job. I'm so happy. So, Sam's repair guy ends up telling him that he knows a tracker. So he finds out that there's a Cherry 2000 out in the wastelands, or Zone 7. So I guess like way out in the desert where nobody likes to go. There's a robot graveyard. But it's like heavily defended by like wasteland gang and stuff. But anyway, there's people called trackers who will go out into the wastelands to find like scrap or robotic parts and stuff. So the repair guy tells him, I know a tracker who'll get you out there and find you a cherry. Meet him at the Glory Hole Hotel.
No.
Yeah, it's the Glory
really
Hole
the
Hotel. Name? Yeah, and the logo is like neon concentric circles, like pulsating.
How long has the Glory Hole been around? I thought that was like a 90s invention.
Maybe 70s, dude.
Shit.
Yeah.
I bet the Romans had glory holes. I could see that.
My robot?
Yeah. In the cave.
Come here, little boy. This bathroom is perfect.
That's why his boss hated him. He knew something was going on, but he couldn't prove it. Like, you don't do that on the clock.
He wasn't allowed to put cameras in the bathroom, so he couldn't see Roman's glory hole. It was just a really long poop.
So he gets to the hotel, and inside on the reception counter, there's a cat in a 5-gallon jug, like a 5-gallon jug of water. They just have a cat in there, and she feeds it through like a stick. So he goes up to the hotel where he's supposed to meet the tracker. It's Tracker Johnson, which is it's a redhead, but she's got fake red hair and a bad haircut. So I was disappointed by that. So he's disappointed because he he's surprised it's a girl, and she says, "Okay, well, you're going to go with me to find this robot." And he's like, "No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to find another tracker who'll just go without me." So he goes down to the bar, gets a shot of 151, and he meets Brian James as a cowboy, and he's got a little cowboy buddy. And they said that they'll work for him, but then of course they try to rob him. But he's got fight in him, and he like kicks their asses and runs off, and he gets back with Johnson. So they're gonna go out in the wastelands now in her like '68 Mustang. That's a nice thing that they have. So they drive into the wasteland. It turns out that they've got they get through a barricade. Not much happens with it. Like they have like a shootout.
That's
they got 8 hours
happening.
Right, you're right, but that's not
nothing. Just
like,
a little
hilarious.
shootout.
Just a little shootout.
If I got into a shootout, that would be like the one thing I would talk about for the entire day. I would assume.
I mean, yeah, but not in a movie. Movies have lots of shootouts. Lots of movies have shootouts. Not every movie has a shootout.
Every movie would be better if it had a shootout, is what you're trying to say.
Every shootout has a movie.
Yeah, like that really epic showdown with the shotguns in Rain Man. That was great.
I want to imagine like movies with fucking gun duels now.
Jaws.
Gun duels? Like
well,
the shark has a gun? Philadelphia. I have a shotgun. Blows away the judge.
That would be too close. You could get some blood on you. You'd have to get a sniper for Philadelphia.
That's how it spreads in that movie. Shotgun blast a dude with AIDS.
No, I'm just thinking of movies with shotguns.
Yeah, me too. And I'm coming up with something fun.
They stop for a break so she can sleep, and they across this big ravine they see these people being attacked, and Johnson's like, "Oh, they're being attacked by Lester." So they have to make a detour away from Lester. Which is
I'm just imagining It's a Wonderful Life, and at the end he's just got a gun.
Where instead of the Christmas tree having bells, it just has like 9mm hanging on it.
He's just shooting everybody in town.
Every time a gun goes off, an angel gets his wings. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh shit! This is all I'm gonna think about now is movies with gun battles. Like I'm not even gonna listen to the rest of your fucking movie.
A Christmas Story would take a real weird turn if that was like a real rifle at the end.
He just shoots his parents instead of his eye.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll shoot your eye out, Mom. Bam, bam.
It was the 50s. He'd be out of jail in like juvie in like 2 years. The movie would just continue. Like, oh, sure.
He goes and shoots the kid with his tongue fucking stuck on the pole.
Oh, yeah. I'll get you off, and shoots his tongue off. Wow, now that Angus lives in Texas, he's so gun happy.
Imagine if in Home Alone it was actually he just had guns and the movie just ended.
There's guns attached to strings hitting him in the head.
Like, they don't even do anything. He just sees him sniffing around and just shoots him on the sidewalk from upstairs.
I like that we're just doing
like
Christmas
that on my
movies.
Watch. Yes.
Miracle on 34th Street, the little girl, Santa, gun battle. Alright, I'm done. We can't do this bit any longer, it's stupid.
So they see Lester and his gang, and they're all wearing, like, the floppy fisherman hats and, like kind of, like, relaxing boating shorts and nice little, like, short-sleeved button-downs or stuff like that.
I'd like to be in this
anyway,
gang.
They look very relaxed. So anyway, Johnson and Sam end up going around away towards a dam, and they're driving down the road by the dam, but then the car gets pulled into the air by a magnet. And so the guys that run, I guess this is a way across a river or something, and pick up by the magnet, except that now Lester's gang owns the dam. So they get into a rocket launcher shootout, and this was the best shootout in the movie. Yeah, so they're hanging from the car up in the air, way up in the air, and people are just coming out of everywhere from the dam and the ground and everywhere, and they're just shooting rockets at each other. And Sam gets a machine gun, and Johnson's shooting a rocket launcher at them, and they just massacre them. And then the car's over the river, and then something happens so that instead of being just flat, one of the supports breaks, so the car is just hanging from its front axle, just straight down. And Johnson had ended up on the outside of the car for the rocket launcher battle, and so she's hanging from this car, and she kind of climbs up the car and looks in the window at Sam, and Sam's like, "You okay?" She's like, "I swallowed my gum." I really like that line. It's better delivered in the movie than I could deliver it. So they get the car into, like, they manage to swing it into a tunnel part of the dam, but they can't get the car all the way down at that point, and they ended up sliding down into the water. And they meet Johnson's friend, Jake, who offers them some Rattler that he cooked on his toaster oven, because he has a huge stockpile of toaster ovens, and he's really proud of them. And then, the movie pauses for a little bit here, and, whatever. They have a little character moments, but whatever.
I was hoping the toasters had, like, female personalities or something. Like, that was his thing.
Yeah,
he programs them.
They're sex toaster ovens.
Keep me warm.
He married one. This is my harem.
I mean, he lives in, like, the desert. I'm sure he married, like, all of them. There's no laws out there with his bazookas and shit.
So the next morning they go to fish the car out of the river, but then they get attacked by Lester's gang, and Sam is caught. He gets taken to Lester's hideout, which is like a weird, like almost like a resort, like a Club Med in the middle of the desert. They have like just nice little huts and cottages, and they have it's all centered around a big pool, and they just hang out in lounge chairs and stuff.
Is he ever referred to as Lester the Molester? Please tell me he is.
No, they don't. Oh, and Lester is played by Tim Thomerson, which is a name I didn't know, but he's like a face and a voice that's very recognizable.
It sounds like you made that name up.
Dude, I saw in the credits, I was like, Tim Thomerson. But it turns out he's in like quite a few things, and I don't know. I thought Angus might know who he was. I think like if you looked up his IMDb, you would know things. But they're all like little itty bitty things in things, so it's like, oh yeah, I remember that, but not him.
He sounds like a shitty like comic book villain that only appeared once.
Tim Thomerson.
Like, that's his real name.
The
but
Lester.
His fake name is...
The Lester?
Yeah, the Lester.
So he hangs out, and Sam's ex-girlfriend, who's actually a real human, she hangs out with Lester now. So then they're having dinner with Lester, and like Lester catches another tracker and ends up shooting him in the head with an arrow. And then they all do the hokey pokey.
Is that real?
Sam, what?
Is that real?
Oh yeah, no. They all join hands around the pool and do the hokey pokey.
Okay.
And Sam slips away and beats up a guard to escape. And then turns out Johnson is there with Jake. And then they rig a bunch of Lester's cars to blow up. And Sam also goes in.
Dude,
what?
Hold on. I had to look it up. Tim Thomerson?
Yes.
Yeah, he was the main character in Trancers.
See, I told you he's in things.
Yeah, like all the Trancers movies. That's awesome.
One second. This
is going great. Mike, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. Yeah, I didn't know if I was supposed to be quiet.
I don't know. Should we just keep the conversation going?
No, we're gonna delete this, I think.
Well, I want to talk more about like gunfights in movies. Like,
I was actually trying to think of movies with gunfight, like without gunfights, and I was having trouble. It's like what?
There's so many fucking gunfights.
It's like imagine if Saving Private Ryan just had more guns.
No, well, fuck. Were there rocket launchers? Because he had a rocket launcher fucking fight in this.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking about rocket launcher fights
everywhere.
Fucking Marley
they don't
and me.
Ryan, they just blow
launchers.
his ass up. Oops.
So then Sam also goes up to like some of the cottages and puts gasoline in there, and that's what he also did to blow up the cars. He put gasoline everywhere, and so there's explosions. But one of the cottages was a beehive, which I didn't really catch any reference to beforehand. So
like a giant beehive?
Yes, like a domed cottage full of
bees.
Honeycombs and bees.
Were they
and so the bees
normal-sized
escape.
bees?
Oh yeah, normal bees. And I guess it makes sense. You're out in the desert, you have bees for honey or whatever, it's a food source and stuff. But yeah, so the bees just go crazy. And it's just like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting like a bee swarm, like some Wicker Man shit in this movie. And they attacked Tim Thomerson or Lester. You did?
Yeah. I was at the gas station. I had a bunch of bees on me. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And I started hitting them.
I remember when I was 10, I saw these movies all about how, like, Texas has these killer bees from Africa. Maybe that's finally happening.
Well, they were kind of chill. Like, they didn't fuck with me.
Did they go away? Do killer bees from Africa just go back to Africa?
Yeah, I guess it's just...
Don't tell them that. It sounds racist.
Like, yeah, Trump is just so hard on immigration that the killer bees from Africa just were like, nope, we're going back.
I don't think I can join this. It sounds terrible.
Yeah. So they're Sam and Johnson. Johnson's like tired or whatever.
Who would have thought the kid fucking bit was less offensive?
Sam crashes the car because he's just like not paying attention, like an asshole. He just hits a rock. So him and Johnson get out and pop the hood and look, and Johnson's still kind of like tired. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And they like sort of brush against each other, but he grabs her boob. And then I was
see where this is going.
Nice.
That was awkward. And then like he full on grabs her boob. And then they start getting it on or banging, or for Michael, that's sex, on the hood.
Was there anybody there to record this for his like Instagram video to show other women?
Oh, well, see, what I forgot to mention was that he had this little recorder, and he put a Cherry's chip in it so that he could hear her voice throughout the whole movie. And he thought he had lost it when he got caught. But Johnson it's her memory chip he needs to put in the robot. But Johnson had it in her back pocket, and then when they start having sex on the hood, it goes off, and he starts hearing her voice, and he's like, ugh, so they don't have sex. But instead, Lester's guys catch up to them, and they have another shootout. And Johnson just guns them down. Guns them down. And they escape to the Last Chance brothel and gas.
This movie isn't about Cherry at all. She's just away.
That's why I asked, is it okay? Because the main focus is a robot, but then the main character is not a robot.
Well, I assume Johnson's a robot. I'm assuming this.
So then they're at the Last Chance brothel.
He didn't
gas,
answer, so that means yes.
There's this guy and his
you spoiled his movie,
and they're robots too.
So they have a plane there, which
the plane's a robot.
Fixes. Yeah. And then Lester shows up, and Jake gets killed. And they make it to the robot graveyard. I wrote a weird. So I was trying to make up my writing, and this is actually exciting. Was that Lester and his Club Med crew all jump on ATVs to get to the robot graveyard?
That's pretty cool.
Which I thought was fun. And so Johnson and Sam are inside this big building, and Lester's out there. It's like, remember, I want them alive. Be friendly yet firm. At which, he's been shooting and killing people the whole movie, so that's funny. Johnson and Sam find a Cherry, and they put the memory chip in her, and they activate her. And then they have a shootout through the robot warehouse. And Cherry is like just a dumb robot, and she's like, "What's going on, honey? I'd really rather be watching this on the television." Mm-hmm. And Lester had stayed outside
every movie, so yeah, she's not wrong that there's a shootout in every movie.
So Sam gets back to the roof, and he shoots Lester, and Lester falls through a skylight.
Awesome.
And then they get in the plane, they're flying away, and Johnson's like, "Oh, it's too heavy for all three of us." And so Johnson jumps out, and she's shooting her way back around the building, and it turns out Lester's not dead, of course. So Sam ends up going back, and everybody's a robot, actually. That's the twist. Sam wakes up, and they're all robots at the end.
Sweet.
Sam goes back in the plane, and he tells Cherry, "Cherry, I want you to go get me a Pepsi." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll go get you a Pepsi. See ya." And then he
kills her.
He goes off with Sam and Johnson are in the plane, and Lester hooks onto the plane, but then instead gets slammed into a statue of a dancing lady, and he's dead. And then, of course, Johnson and Sam are now in love, and Johnson is not a robot. And then there's a funny line from Sam's ex-girlfriend, who is now Lester's girlfriend. She's like, "Oh, well, now we can have these sandwiches I made. Where's Lester?" And someone says, "Lester's dead." And she's like, "No sandwich for him then." And yeah, that was Cherry 2000.
All right.
That was weird.
It was weird.
Could have used more shootouts, though.
Could have used more robots.
They're good shootouts.
A little more would have been all right.
All right, so you guys know how much I love lists. So after I decided our themes, I Googled best films with robots in them. And
you like lists except for making one to be your next theme, asshole.
Yeah, we keep telling you, make a list for your themes so you can say them on the episode.
That's reasonable. Nope. I should think about it and do that. So
you like other people's lists, but don't like your own lists.
I hate lists. Yeah, I can't. I know lists. I just like reading lists. I don't understand
that at all. All right. And I'll send you. I'll come up with a list of themes and send it to you.
No, you can't.
I don't like that.
I'll fuck up my own list. Yeah, you'll fuck up my own list, especially if I like some of your ideas. It's bullshit.
Bears. I feel like
TJ's
bears.
picked the only thing I fucking hated so far.
What, bears?
No, the fucking
I would not pick bears as a theme. That's stupid.
I would honestly I would love bears as a theme.
Yeah, I'm totally with bears.
We all just watch Grizzly Man.
Yeah, how many bear movies are there? Brother Bear?
I just watch a bunch of old
bears are pretty popular.
Berenstain Bears episodes.
3 of them. All right, and so after seeing the list, Silent Running, which is the movie I'm watching, was somewhere in the middle of the pack. No, I watched it already, and now we're talking about it. But I chose this movie because it has 3 robots, and their names are Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah.
So I immediately stopped reading about it and just decided to watch it. Do you know this? You've watched it before?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who starred in it.
It's Bruce Dern.
Right. Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the director is a guy named Douglas Trumbull, and he said that he learned how to direct while working on this film, as he had no prior training or experience in the job, which absolutely showed. He also didn't know what plot is, characterization, or structure. He didn't know what any of that meant.
That's a kind of wandering, rambling movie. Yeah, but there's only one character.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you tell us about the
Thank
movie.
you.
Not me, yeah.
So it starts with like synth music and flowers, which I thought TJ would like a lot. And it also started with a bunch of snails and amphibians, which I knew Angus would love. And it also
Sibians?
Amphibians, like
I thought you said reptiles and Sibians, like that sex machine you ride. I was like, what a weird mix.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it also had
sounds like a good way to get really, really sick.
Just amphibians and a Sibian? That would be awful.
Reptiles on a Sibian?
Oh, God. Just reptile jizz dripping down it. That's fucking gross. I don't like that.
So after a few minutes of that, we see this retard guy in a robe, and I love robes, so it had something for me as well. So that was a great start for all of us here.
You have to go after a group every episode.
Yeah.
I have to what?
Nothing.
Go after a group.
Oh.
You shouldn't say that word.
Oh, sorry. I say it a few more times.
You say it no, how about you find a different word?
Fine, I'll try. All right, well, okay.
He
does look like Jesus. So, like, he's up next. He's like petting rabbits. So he kind of looks like Jesus petting rabbits and like growing carrots.
He's gonna be sacrilegious instead. Okay.
He does
so
look
this
like
fucking
Jesus. Dude's
tard
wearing a robe and
Christ
has long hair. What do you want me to say?
He's just.
So anyway, retard Jesus. That's what he does in a space station.
No.
So immediately after following this little scene, we have a pod race.
Let's just call him Robe Man. Can we call him just Robe Man?
I will call him Robe Man until I get to his name. How's that?
That's because he's too dumb to remember his real name.
So we get like a pod race with a bunch of jocks that fuck up this dude's garden, and he gets really pissed off.
We get a pod race?
Yeah, they're like in these little.
I don't remember a pod race.
No, there was like a couple of pod races. They get into these little cars, and then they just go.
I thought you said tard race. Because you were talking about retarded. I was like, so you're watching the Special Olympics?
It's fucked up. So right after
we can keep that.
Right after that, we're keeping it all. Damn it!
I think so.
We got to do this live. So we meet the robots, and there's these like little tiny rectangle walking shacks, and they're just little tiny, and I didn't like them, but when I first saw them, it turns out
they're great.
It turns out Earth is barren, and that the United States and American Airlines, for some reason, have teamed up to like set a bunch of freighters off into space to grow celery. Placement. Yeah, it was very much product. It was just American Airlines and an American flag, right there.
Yours,
on the,
TJ had Pepsi.
Station. That's true.
Yeah.
So every time the robots do anything, they kind of look like they're about to poop. They keep squatting to like do their jobs, like welding. And every time they weld, they just kind of squat on their like little robot legs. And I guess they walk a lot because they've been doing a lot of walking this whole movie.
These things were like knee high too, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess Robe Man is the main character, and he forgives the jocks because they end up playing poker. And he kicks their ass, and he's really good at it. And he starts having this little monologue about how you're supposed to have dreams about forests and like stuff grown from the dirt. So he's a little hippie guy.
But
is
that guy? I remember his.
Go ahead.
Is he really challenged or?
No, he's not. He's not challenged. He's just really get into. He loves vegetables and cantaloupe and stuff like that.
All right,
the earth.
I just don't understand why the R word then.
Oh, because he gets when he gets this glazed look in his eye about it all, he just gets kind of retarded looking. Like he starts kind of sweating, and he gets this kind of little shake thing going on. And he's
really
passionate.
I get it. I didn't know. Yeah, if he was, actually
when the episode is over, maybe we should just question Mike privately about his views of handicapped people. So anyway, Bruce Stern introduced me to that guy, environmentalist. So Bruce Stern is that guy, environmentalist.
That's right, the environmentalist guy. And right after his little speech, his dreams are all dashed immediately by the man because the command calls and says they're going to blow up their forests and they all get to go home. And everyone is happy except, the hippie guy because he wants to save his forests and stuff like that. So we get a quick.
So did they save Earth or something?
Earth is actually.
They're going to blow up his forest.
No, so according to the command or while they're having another little poker game where they're talking, Earth is apparently perfect. It has no strife, no hunger or disease. It's 75 degrees everywhere. But the guy's name is Freeman, so I'm going to call him Freeman from now on. That's his name.
Okay.
So Freeman is really upset because, there's no art and they don't grow like, fruit or cantaloupes or anything like that. And everyone tells him he's a downer and should shut up. And I agree with them because I like fruit and stuff like that. But Earth is perfect according to everyone except this guy. So
yeah.
So like Command tells them, they start blowing it up. They start blowing up all these little forests and stuff like that. And every time one of the forests explodes, we get this like close-up shot of Freeman, and he gets like really this like shocked mad scientist looks. Just like, and it happens like 7 times, like boom, and then you get a close up, and he's just like, ooh, and he's really angry about the whole thing. Oh, and then each time that happens, it gives a shot to the goofy ass robots just trying to poop everywhere. It just goes from Freeman making the face, and it goes to our little robot friends, and they're just like,
I already forgot there were robots.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah,
I forgot.
Huey, Lewis, and the news.
And so when I said Freeman had enough, I meant it because he starts killing everybody. While robot number 1, I didn't quite catch who he was, like kind of looks on while he does it. And he also kills. So they show him killing this one guy with a shovel, and then there's 2 more crewmen that he kills, but it doesn't show. They're just dead. I guess the director doesn't understand continuality either because I don't know how they died. I just know they no longer show up in the movie. Let's see. So Freeman gets a call from command, and he tries to play it cool because they were supposed to blow up all the forest already. Instead, he says like everything is fine. I can't really tell at this point like what he's trying to do or if like command is fooled by it or not. But there is one cool thing that happens. Like his leg is just hemorrhaging and bleeding everywhere because apparently he got hurt with his shovel when he killed the guy. But it doesn't really show him. He just shows him like limping, and then all of a sudden, like it shows his leg is just massively wounded, and so he bleeds for like the next 20 minutes. He ends up reprogramming the droids to feed him and perform surgery, and this is kind of awesome because they're
as soon as you said perform, I got scared.
Well, it should be scary because like when they're doing the surgery, like love music starts playing, like this little hippie kind of like love ensemble starts playing.
I thought this was the best part, though. He reprograms them to be like his buddies and his helpers.
Yep, and they were like, they play poker a couple times, especially towards the end. They play poker, and like he gets beat, and he's just like,
they're hilarious scenes too. He's with these like weird little like, I can't even describe them. There's something that they look like, and I keep forgetting the word. But anyway,
is it the R word?
Robots, yeah. They look like a robot.
So Command tells him that he's fucked and he's gonna hit some asteroids and die. And then during this is the first part of the film where he just doesn't look angry. So I guess he's like really happy or really just kind of, he's just kind of happy he's gonna die. It seems. So Huey, Dewey, and Louie start cleaning up his murder and mess. And Freeman has a beard, so I guess he survives the asteroids for a little bit. It doesn't really tell us how he does it. It's just there's like the spaceship gets like tossed around a little bit, and then he wakes up with a beard. So I guess some time passed. Let's see. Freeman starts kind of talking to the droids and basically tells the droids that they're his bitch and they're going to be hanging out in the forest all the time, growing fruit. And they don't talk, so they're just like okay. and then it shows him like replanting trees and stuff like that. He gets back into his robes and stuff. Let's see. So Louis ended up dying because he got careless, and so Freeman starts scolding the other two droids to not be so careless, and then like goes sits alone and ponders about killing his 3 friends that he was, or the 3 guys, his coworkers, pretty much. And
I was sad when Louis died.
Yeah, it was sad.
Do all the robots look the same?
Yeah, they're like, one is a little bit smaller and he's like the runt, and like 2 are like the same size.
The other 2 have different colors.
Different colors, yeah. One's red and one's kind of like silvery and stuff like that. Well, like
trim. They were black with trim, right?
Yeah, they had trim. Yeah, well, one was like silvery trim and then black trim, and one was red with black trim. I don't remember what the little guy was. I think the little guy was like blue.
Blue, yeah.
Yeah, they're there. They just like nothing happens in the movie. Like I'm describing, like we're already at the end. Like the last hour is just like nothing really happened. Like I said, he teaches the droids how to play poker and stuff like that. He's slowly kind of going insane, it seems. He hurts Huey when he's going too fast in his little pud buggy thingy, and so Huey's hurt and Dewey's sad and won't leave Huey's side until he gets fixed up. But that gets fixed up. In his insanity, he's forgotten that Forrest needs sunlight, so all the shit starts dying because there's no sun, because like he's behind Saturn. And so, like, everything he's worked for like, this couple months or however long it's been, like, starts dying. And then another ship kind of comes out to the rescue mission, which freaks him out. And he's about to be caught. So instead, he decides to, like, set up a bunch of, like, sun lamps. And then he takes a shuttle with Huey and then, like, blows himself up. And that's the end of the movie.
All right.
That's my robot movie. Yep.
It didn't seem to have much to do with robots. It was this weird guy, this robe man.
Mostly about the weird robe man.
But the robots do feature heavily.
Yeah, the last hour of the movie are just him and the robots. It's just that literally nothing happens at all.
Okay.
And yeah, unless TJ has some more to add about the last
hour.
No,
let's go right into our best
that's not fair.
bullet points. So, Angus, what are the best bullet points for Robot Monster Grandpa?
Okay. He's not a grandpa. All right, I got a couple things. So, first, the 3D thing. Kind of cool, one of the early movies to do that. And I never told you guys what the robot monster looked like.
No.
So, what the robot monster... robot monster... Oh, wait. Before I do that one, it's an episode I haven't watched, but Mystery Science Theater did do this movie.
Of course.
But I did not watch that one because it's a Joel episode. I'm not a Joel fan. But the robot, the way he looked was... it sucks. I know only Mike will get this, but he looked like the wrestler Typhoon if he was wearing a gorilla costume with a scuba helmet on. like an old army scuba helmet.
Seriously?
Yeah, his body type was Typhoon, but it's literally a gorilla costume.
So it was just like a fat, like, gorilla-suited man.
Yes, with a scuba helmet. Like an old rusty scuba helmet. And
That's amazing.
And you can kind of see his face under it, like behind it, but there's like something round blocking his mouth. And his boss is the exact same thing.
It's just the same guy, same robot, same costume.
I'm 99% sure it's the same guy in the same costume talking to himself.
So I had no idea what you're talking about, so I had to Google this, and oh my god, that's insane.
Did you
sounds like it's the best part of the movie, to be honest.
I Googled Roman, Robot Monster, so I could see pictures of him.
Okay, I didn't know if you Googled him or Typhoon.
No, I Googled the actual monster. Oh my god, that's very original.
Yeah, it's the best outfit I've ever seen for a robot monster. So I'll just leave it at that. Shit.
All right, so let me get to my best bullet points. Now, first of all, this wasn't, in my original notes, but listening to you guys talk about your movies, for my best bullet points, I'd like to point out my movie is the only one with a happy ending. What I did have ready to go, though, is that it is a cult classic film. They have really good production design. So yeah, it was a low budget or lower budget movie, but like when Sam is still in town and like the sort of near future stuff all looks really good. They really kind of create that world where you have to recycle your scrap, like the factory that he works in. And you have like huge lines of people with shopping carts full of scrap metal. And then out in the wasteland, like the Club Med's set, and then even where they go for the robot graveyard is like a half-buried old Las Vegas casino. And it's like overall, it's a really fun movie. It's a fast-paced movie. I mean, it's a full like 90 minutes long. But it feels like a 75-minute movie because it just keeps moving, and it's got just good fun adventure. And like I said, all those shootouts, those are really fun shootouts, and you have that rocket launcher shootout at the dam.
I just imagine my movie with guns. It would have been way better if Huey, Dewey, and Louie had a bunch of fucking AK-47s. Well, me for my bullet point is very quick. All three robots, instead of being played by midgets, were actually played by amputee actors.
What?
Oh, that's right.
That's awesome.
And these things were tiny, so these were like full blown,
they're like knee high,
no legs. Yeah,
right? Yeah.
These are all Hank Hill's father-in-law, pretty much.
They're all like little cottons.
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
Yeah.
All right, well, with the best bullet points out of the way, it is time for the best part of every episode. It's time for us to relate all the movies that we watched to Paul W.S. Anderson's ultimate haunted house in space movie, Event Horizon, in a segment we call The Horizon Shift.
Horizon Shift.
Let's see, what's your shift?
All right, well, in my movie, it involves aliens from space, right?
Right.
Event Horizon, well, robot aliens in space. Event Horizon took place in space.
True.
But
check.
That's all I had for the time, but I had to do more research. And apparently one of the producers of Robot Monster, his son went on to be one of the producers of Event Horizon.
Huh.
Okay.
From Baby Beginnings to Event Horizon, the greatest movie ever made. That's amazing.
Yeah.
TJ?
All right, well, I have two.
Ooh, big
which
shot.
order I want to go in. I don't really know order I want to go in. I'll go with that tape recorder first. So, like I said, I told you he had he was playing back the voice memory of Cherry. He kept listening to her voice through the whole episode or through the whole movie.
I hope they didn't listen to the whole episode of this.
Yeah. So he's going back and keeps playing, and he's haunted by her, much like Dr. Weir was haunted by his dead wife in Event Horizon.
Damn.
Now, if that's not good enough for you,
no, it is. It is.
Okay, well then that's my official shift. But my bonus shift, the bonus shift is that going back to the club and the people going to lawyers to make contracts for the one night stands. You see a few of these transactions going on, but you settle in on one to really get the idea of this concept. So it's a guy and a girl and a lawyer, and the lawyer in funky 80s future getup is a cameo by Larry Fishburne.
Yeah, sweet.
That's awesome. One of the things I want to say, though, is from now on, if we have a bonus shift, we should make bonus shift music.
Okay, we'll find some for not maybe not this episode, but next.
No, I'm kidding. That's a terrible.
I like how you called him
Larry. Bonus shift. We just have to all yell it obnoxiously.
I want to call him Larry from now on too.
Well, he was Larry until like 1995.
Oh, I didn't know.
He's credited in there. The name of the club was like the Glue Glue Club, and he's credited as Glue Glue Lawyer Larry Fishburne.
So wait, did he stop?
Yeah.
Did he stop using Larry right before Event Horizon?
That's how he got famous. He
yeah,
just got rid of that stupid name Larry. Yeah. Now he's Lawrence.
Because he was Lawrence. He was Lawrence in Event Horizon, which is 97. But like King of New York was what 91 or 92, and he was still Larry Fishburne in that.
I hope it's a different Fishburne. You're just getting confused because you. Never mind.
Yeah,
I won't even go there.
Enough of that. So Mike probably has a Horizon shift.
I do. So I'm basically under the impression that Event Horizon stole the entire plot of this film.
Oh God!
Instead of
It stole the plot of the black hole.
Well, they borrowed heavily from this then. Because instead of Dr. Weir, we have Dr. Freeman. And instead of bringing everyone to hell, Freeman wants to bring everyone prosperity and cantaloupe and doesn't mind murdering everyone to get there. Just like Weir. Unfortunately, instead of Baby Bear, we get a few robots that shuffle around and poop. But that's kind of close. The other ancillary characters sometimes don't do much. Also, the ship blows up right before the other ship arrives. And there is a survivor, Huey. Which I actually took to calling Baby Bear for some reason. Probably because I don't know. I always imagined Baby Bear as blue, and the Huey was blue. He's the little guy. He's the runt. So that's my Horizon shift.
The guy who played Baby Bear, is that an actual amputee? All those limbs he has on are fake.
His butt cheek amputee.
He faked it for this movie. He was shunned off Hollywood for 20 years. All right, that's our movies.
All right, so it's time to go around the table and vote for whose movie you'd most likely to watch.
That's right.
So Angus gets to choose first.
It is your turn.
Yes.
Fuck. I mean, I like the whole sex bot thing, but I also like amputee midget robot men. Like, you both have your, things right there that got me. But, I'm gonna go easy on, I'm gonna just make this one quick. I'm gonna go with Mike. No,
Aww.
Wait, no, never mind, no, TJ.
Oh.
I want the sex bots.
Oh, okay.
I fucked up.
I feel
I'm sorry.
better. That was really mean to Mike.
I'm so
but
used
that's okay, because he's been mean to whole groups of people this episode.
I'm so used to not voting for you that I forgot who you were.
I mean, me losing to sex bots is just reasonable, so I'm not even upset.
I'm sorry, Mike.
So I'm in between because I have seen Silent Running, and I actually did enjoy that movie. Even though Bruce Dern was just his monologues about the environment made me want to beat his teeth out and then stick them in his eyes, because it's so close to people who are really just too much like that. It was too real. It was too real, man. And I really did enjoy the robots. But then I haven't seen Angus's movie, and I'm kind of jealous that I thought I'd be the first one to come in with something like pre-1960 black and white. So I'm very jealous that I wasn't. But his movie sounds just like an utter abomination.
Can I
So
add
I'm very
something?
yes.
It's only 62 minutes, so you can get through it pretty quickly.
I'm gonna vote Angus, but I'm watching it with the Mystery Science Theater 2000, even if it is Joel.
Hello?
He pushed it over. What?
Hello?
Yes?
Oh my god, I hear nobody. Are you guys alive?
Geez. Yeah, we're still here, bro.
Hello?
I don't know how to help him.
Hello?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm alone. Hello?
What?
I just heard... I didn't hear anything.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Yay! Okay.
All right. Well, I picked your movie.
Oh, I couldn't hear it at all. I'm sitting here panicking.
He was so shocked it blew everything away like an EMP
I'll lead
charge.
you with my last line. And I said, I'm gonna pick Angus's movie, but I'm watching it with the Mystery Science Theater 3000, even though it's a Joel episode.
Oh, okay, cool. No. As soon as I said it's 62 minutes, like I got silence from you guys for like 45 seconds. So all you're gonna hear on my track is me panicking.
Well, I'm trying to get us back in.
No, I'm just saying,
start from
like
that line.
Oh, I thought
Start from that line so we can cut all this.
Wait, which part?
I'm watching it with Mystery Science Theater, even though it's a Joel episode.
Yay!
What's wrong with Joel?
Yeah,
Since I've never watched this thing.
Joel isn't as funny as Mike.
No.
And it's like the wrong sounding Muppets kind of thing too, right? Like you're used to hearing certain voices.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I fell right into the new one, but
Servo was still the same voice. It was Kevin Murphy, but Crow was Trace Bailu or whatever, who's okay, but Joel, like, his energy is just weird as fuck. Like, he's like a spastic fucking weirdo. Like, there's a certain word I could use, but I'm not going to because it's been used too many times. But it was funny in one of the episodes, like, Mike made fun of him, calling him the sleepy-eyed guy.
So,
but yeah,
62 minutes really pushed me over
to
yes,
choose
Mike
somebody,
gets to vote.
And it's between Monkey Typhoon suits and if this movie involved more of Cherry, I'd be more excited for it. And if he was called the Molester instead of just Lester, I'd be way more happy.
So Tim Thomerson?
Either of those two would have won my vote, but I really want to see the monkey suit in action with the scuba gear hat. So
yes!
I'm going to have to vote for Angus.
That's awesome.
Angus is the winner.
Yeah.
All right, Angus. What's our theme?
All praise Angus.
Well, I want to say, first of all, I was going to not pick this movie. I was originally going to pick the Michael Jai White movie Android Cop, which was the Asylum version of Robo Cop when it came out. But the reason I didn't pick it, because I knew it wouldn't win. And I thought black and white movie, I might have a chance with TJ. Yeah, and I saw the way the monster looked, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I could totally sell Mike with the way it looks." So awesome! I'm glad it worked out.
You're like you're gaming our podcast. I like it.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Well, I'm trying to think ahead. Like,
yeah, I got to start thinking about this.
Well, I didn't watch my movie until yesterday either, so. Fuck, what do I want to pick as a theme? I got a couple of them. I don't know if I should torture you guys yet, like the way TJ tortured me.
Yeah, I want to be tortured.
I want to be tortured.
That was like 12% of why I voted for you. I wanted something stupid or weird.
Because there was something I suggested a while ago through our messenger, and you guys did not seem happy about it.
I can't wait.
Oh, it feels good. All right, the theme of our next episode is going to be Lifetime Original Movie.
I'm changing my vote.
Oh my god! You did this to yourself, Michael.
There's got to be like a Christopher Walken Lifetime channel show.
Was Sarah Plain Tall Lifetime? No, that was Hallmark.
Yeah,
you know Christopher Walken was in that.
Hold on, I'll count Hallmark too.
No, yeah,
should I? Yeah. No, just
no,
Lifetime.
You should not.
Lifetime.
Because those are two very similar but entirely different worlds.
So next episode is basically is going to be our rape episode. Is what we're saying.
Let's. This is going to be a bad episode. Yeah.
All right, should I change it?
Rape.
Because I have one other one that's fun.
We're getting another lost episode.
I really like Lost. I really like the idea of watching Lifetime channel movies. There's so many years to choose from, and like there's so many famous people that were in these stupid movies.
And when would we ever get the chance to just?
Yeah, I'm talking myself into this idea a lot.
Okay, all right, then I'm cool with it.
All right, and that's it for us on 16-ounce cinema.
Please remember to subscribe, follow the iTunes. We can't forget to do this every episode. We're on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, follow all those things, like, subscribe, leave us some good reviews. If you want to leave a bad review, that's kind of shitty, but okay, I accept
You probably will after this episode and the Lifetime episode. We understand. Sorry.
We won't hold it against you. We still love you.
Goodbye.
See ya. Hello?